But Terry, what's with you today? Every time I turn around, I bump into you.
Oh, I'm working a double shift today, Alex.
Double shift? Why? Couldn't you get somebody to cover for you?
No, I volunteered.
Terry, do you remember what I told you about retreating into your job?
Alex, if you start on that again...
All right, I won't argue. But look, I'm just trying to remind you. Don't let this hospital be your whole life.
Yes, doctor.
Nurse's station. Dr. Greeley, excuse me. There's a call for you on your line. Would you like to take it here?
Oh, thanks, Tracy. No, I'll take it in my office. Terry, I'll see you. And remember what I said?
I'll remember. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Oh, there's a mistake on this workup.
Nurse's station. Terry, for you.
Oh, for me? It's probably my son. Hello? Hello?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Terry, who was that?
I don't know.
Dr. Greeley, can you come here?
What's happened?
I don't know. Terry picked up the phone.
It was him. He's even calling me here.
It was who, Terry?
I don't know.
You don't know? Terry, come with me. Let's go sit down, okay? Tracy, you,
I can handle things here.
Good. Terry, you just come with me now.
Hello.
Hi, Mrs. Cummings. May I come in?
Of course, come in. Oh, it's great to see you. And by the way, now that you're a mature married woman, you can start to call me Liz.
Fine, Liz.
By the way, how's your mom? I haven't seen her in a few days.
Well, that's sort of why I came over here. I stopped by at the house to check up on Mom, but she wasn't there.
Oh, you thought maybe she was visiting here?
I was hoping that she was. Maybe she's at the hospital. Liz, I'm worried about my mother. I think she's burying herself in her work.
Well, I'm glad you're over here. I've been worrying about the same thing.
I don't know what to say to her. It's so obvious.
Obvious to us.
No. She knows it, too. Liz, she and I used to have the greatest talks. No secret was too deep. And now, when we need each other the most, she's retreating into her job, into herself.
She'll come through this, you know.
I want to help her now.
I know how you feel. You just want to shake her and shout and say, open up and stop hiding. It won't work.
Are you saying that we're helpless?
No, we can pray. We're never helpless.
Would you do me a favor? Keep an eye on her. Check the house. Make sure she at least comes home at night. She's scared because of these phone calls that she's getting, but she...
What phone calls?
Oh. Some man has been calling my mother. He won't identify himself. He just keeps saying, I'm sorry.
That's awful.
And this couldn't have happened at a worse time.
Look, I'll make sure that I get over there to see her. I'll drop in whenever I can.
Thanks. Well, I guess I'd better head back to school.
Okay.
I'll keep in touch.
Fine. Listen, how are you doing? Well, you know, you can stop by anytime you want to.
Come in.
Hi, Daddy. How are you?
Busy.
I see you reading the newspaper.
Homework.
Daddy, I've come here to talk about what happened earlier today.
Don't waste your time, Miriam.
Oh, Dad, please, can't we just talk? I mean, I know you were under a lot of stress, and I was a little bit under the weather, too.
Under the weather? Is that what you call it?
Yes.
Well, I certainly don't call it that.
Daddy, listen, I came here to apologize, and you know that's very hard for me, so wouldn't you please listen to me?
Yes, I'll listen, but there isn't anything you can say.
I'm sorry for the way I acted.
And?
And for what I said to Nancy.
That's it?
Okay, what more do you want? That's all. What?
I want sincerity.
Daddy, I am desperate.
I know that, and that's why I don't believe a word you're saying. You know, I warned you. I gave you plenty of warning. Things got out of hand, and you knew it. You were spouting off to me once too often, and then going to Nancy. You knew it, but you didn't do anything about it.
Daddy, but I'll change. I will.
Change? You won't change, Miriam. You don't have it in you.
Daddy, look, I have always stuck by you no matter what.
What did you take before coming over here? Miriam, I didn't fire you as my daughter. I run a business here. And you couldn't even perform the simple skills. You refused to answer the phone, you refused to take messages, and your behavior also cost me one of my very valuable investors. You're a liability.
Daddy, what can I do?
Go home. Try and put the house in order. That's the least you can do. And please, start thinking about what you're doing to yourself. Stop depending on pills. And Miriam, from now on, mind your own business. What I do with Nancy is my concern and no one else's. And I never want to hear again that you tried to interfere with my relationship with her.
Terry? Terry, what's this all about?
It's him. It's the man on the phone. He just keeps calling me.
But I thought you said you didn't know who it was.
I don't. He just keeps calling.
Well, does he threaten you?
No. No, he sounds as if he just keeps saying he's sorry. Oh, Alex, I just want him to stop.
I know, Terry. You'll be all right. Maybe there's something I can do.
Ben's already called the police. They say there's nothing they can do.
What? There's nothing they can do about it. Terry, I can't have you terrorized like this after all you've been through.
Oh, Alex, I appreciate your concern, but there's nothing anybody can do. I told you the police can't do anything.
And the calls still continue.
First at home, and now here. Alex, he even knows where I work. Not even this place is safe.
No, Terry. No, this is a safe place. And so's your home. Look, nobody's going to hurt you. I mean, how could anybody get through a front line made up of Ben, Peter, Jeff, and me? Now I'm going to call the police.
No, I told you, they can't do anything.
Look, this is going to be different. You just trust me. Now, you stay right here. You're going to be all right.
Thanks, Alex.
Hey, Beck, wait up.
Oh, no, another groupie.
No, I'm the charter member of the Becky Hewitt Fan Club.
Oh, yeah? What's it cost to join up?
Well, you gotta dodge a jealous husband for a month. I know, not too funny, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, how about a question?
What?
Still with the band?
Yeah,
You coming to rehearsal?
absolutely.
And New York?
I'll be there. Now, was it worth the initiation fee?
Wait a minute, I'm serious.
It's all my fault. I gave Russ the lowdown today. I told him that Summer Wind is very important to me, and I just can't be putting him above the time I'm spending with you in the band.
You kidding?
Well, it's like Francis told me when I was in the hospital. He said, Becky, sooner or later, something's going to have to go. And it did. It was Russ.
You two getting a divorce?
No. No, we're still together. It's just a matter of priorities.
Well, I mean, who am I to question? The way you're sticking up for yourself, I think it's great. I think you're great. You know, Cohen's still interested.
Yeah, I know.
And that means that there's nothing stopping us,
I know.
you know?
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
I recognize the pants.
Well, look up and say hello.
I'm too depressed sitting down. Hello.
I thought you never got depressed. Just even.
If I needed witticisms, I'd be home.
Well, what is it you do want?
Concentration, that's number one on my list. If I can't have that, I'll take sympathy.
Mine's available.
Well. Becky told me this morning that Phil, the bearded leaping gnome, and his motley crew of four-chord musicians are more important to her than me.
She still loves you.
Well, then it's a love without commitment, sincerity, or expression. Some love.
Russ, she's been through a lot.
Look, would you stop defending her? There's only two things that stood in the way of Becky and her precious career. Our baby and me. One she got rid of last week, and I bit the dust this morning. She's already rehearsing with Phil again.
Phil or the band?
With Phil.
Russ, has Becky ever come out and said that she's in love with Phil?
In a million ways.
She has?
Well, not outright, but I don't need that, don't you see? Phil's the perfect escape. He's excitement, he's the future. What am I? I'm problems. I'm a two-room flop house over a grocery store with an 8:38 a.m. commuter train that rattles the window every morning. She told me that I was all that she ever needed.
Russ,
That's not fair. I never told her that she was all that I needed. I was right up front with her, man. I told her that I needed money, I needed 8 years of schooling, I needed to take care of my mom. I laid everything on the line.
Russ, I know what it's like to be deceived. Finding out isn't the hardest part. It's the suspicion that hurts the most. And I'm telling you, your suspicion is wrong here. Becky loves you. Look how long she waited for you, how much she gave up for you.
Well, those days are gone. The only thing that Becky's giving up these days is me.
Hey, Russ, that's not true. Don't stop loving her. Give her something, flowers, perfume. Show her that you won't let go. A singing career is all sparkle and dazzle, but there's nothing real in it. You're what's real.
No, Lori, I'm not going to give Becky anything. I think it's Phil, though, that needs to be given something.
Russ, what do you mean? Give Phil what?
My fist in his mouth.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Nancy, I really need to talk with you.
Out, Miriam.
Please, would you? This is really important.
Well, why don't you set up another dinner date for your father and I and show up instead?
Okay, look, I'm sorry about that. Would you please just listen to me?
You're sorry? What happened?
Daddy and I had a little talk today, and we both agreed that it would really be best if I would just step down from my position as public relations coordinator.
You mean you got canned? Your own father fired you?
You could put it that way, I suppose.
Your employment skills are so bad that even nepotism couldn't help you.
Well, maybe if I were his lover, not just his daughter, I'd do a lot better.
Hey, look, I wouldn't be so catty, seeing as it's obvious you came over here for a favor. What do you want me to do? Play the social worker? Hammer out a reconciliation?
Oh, wait a minute, Nancy. It's not as if you were a completely detached third party in this.
Don't pin this on me.
Oh, wait, I didn't say that. I just meant that, you and Daddy and...
Miriam, you hate the fact that your father pays more attention to me, don't you? And you're insanely jealous of my abilities as a businesswoman. And you despise the fact that I'm perhaps a little fresher, more desirable than you. You want me to help you? Well, first we can start by dropping this charade of, could you kindly lend a hand? And admit that you need me.
Nancy, I
Admit it.
Okay, I need your help.
I don't know, I'll think about it. Not so sure I could trust you now, you know?
What do you mean you can't trust me?
Well, I'm just not so sure you're trustworthy. I mean, I'll just have to think about it. Why don't you come back in maybe a week or 10 days?
Russ, your fist won't prove a thing. I mean, haven't you learned by now that fighting only gets you in more trouble?
Look, I've tried to keep my temper in line, but it's like the world just keeps pushing harder and harder just to see how much I can take.
Phil Hayes is the whole world.
No, he's taken Becky. And Becky's my whole world.
So why don't you show that to her with a little understanding and patience?
I've tried, you know? I mean, I was doing just fine, too, you know, until Phil came along.
Doesn't Becky's satisfaction with her singing mean anything to you?
What satisfaction? The only enjoyment she ever gets anymore is the dream of being a star, and she hasn't even got that.
Even if you were right, Russ, you're not. But pretend Becky was leaning towards Phil and her singing. What would losing your temper do? It would only make her decision for her.
Not the Becky I know. I've seen what it takes to change her mind.
Oh, boy.
Oh, do you want to leave?
You think that I'm just some hothead. Well, it's not that. Laura, you just don't know what I've been through.
You've always told me that you never make the same mistake twice.
Expressing my feelings to Phil in a way that he can't help but understand is definitely no mistake.
He's gonna see me sooner or later anyway.
Yeah, I know, but maybe we better make it later.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
You're not even trying to control yourself.
I am trying harder and harder, but it gets harder and harder every single day. What do you keep looking at?
Russ!
Great.
Russ!
This is Bark Mood or is Bike Mood?
Well, you've really done it now, haven't you, Phil? Congratulations, buddy.
Look, Russ, Becky's decision wasn't
You
wrong.
wouldn't let up.
Come on, don't
no,
do that.
stay out of the way, Beck.
I think we're just leaving.
Oh, you know where you going, huh, Phil? You guys gonna go rehearse? Oh, is that it? I want to know exactly what it is that you guys do for 5 hours every night. What do you sing songs together, little love songs? You make up love songs? Hey, is that what it's like being a musician,
Russ,
huh?
will you stop
No,
it?
we should just stay out of it, Beck. Oh, cool.
Russ,
yeah,
please,
come on.
Look, Russ, I don't want to fight.
Yeah? Well, I do.
Phil!
What do you mean a week to 10 days?
Well, these things take careful thought and time.
I haven't got time.
No, Miriam, what you haven't got is choice.
Thought we used to be good friends.
And who changed that?
Well, who made a play for my father?
And who decided to go talk to Mitch Dunbar about the wills?
Okay, so that was a mistake.
Now it's a mistake. Last night it was a stroke of genius. Well, you've cut your own throat, Miriam. Now I know you're just as cruel and untrustworthy
As you are?
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Now listen, if you breathe a word about those wills to anyone, if you so much as talk in your sleep, it's over.
What's over? Nancy, what are you going to do?
Well, I could have a word on your behalf with your father. Maybe fill him in on your good points. What a challenge. I don't know. I'll think about it.
I don't know why you're doing this to me.
Because I repay all my debts. And after the way you tried to blackmail me last night, well, I'd say you got a good week of squirming to do before our accounts are balanced. Now, Miriam, I hate to be so callously businesslike about it, but your time is up. I've got Charles coming over here soon, and I certainly wouldn't want you to be around.
Daddy's coming over here?
On urgent business, if you get my message.
Nancy, you are just incredible. I need some water.
Go home and get your own water, Miriam. What? You heard me.
Well, then I'm going to go. I am certainly not going to stand around here and plead.
Don't kid yourself, Miriam. You already have.
I hope you realize, my friend, that I will go see Mitch Dunbar. And, matter of fact, I think right now I'll just go on over and see your sister. Excuse me, that's your half-sister, Terry.
And I hope you know what you're in for if you do that. You see, my mother disowned me, and you know what I went through with that. So all you have to do is say a word to Terry or to Mitch Dunbar, and believe me, I'll make sure that Charles disowns you.
Mr. Randolph in 211 has requested tomato juice with his evening medication.
Oh, I thought he wanted orange juice.
No, that was last night. He knows he'll get to see me twice if he orders a different juice.
Ah, watch out for the good Mr. Randolph.
No, actually, it's the good Mr. Randolph's wife I want to watch out for. Right?
Nurse's station, Mrs. Davidson.
I'm sorry.
Please, will you stop?
Mrs. Davidson, I need to see you.
Please, Lord. Just let me be able to handle this.